345 consecutive sellout crowds at Boston Garden. They will finish the season with 361. They have sold out this arena since December of 1980. There you see the matchups. We're set to go. The opening tap controlled by Randy Brewer. And here come the Bucks. Cummings with it. Back for Lucas.
The Celtics' newest addition with their ball club also, Jim Paxson, has joined their ball club tonight for the first game. We don't know if he'll see much playing time at all. Hard to tell. But I think he'll fit into the Celtics system well.
Jack Sikma misses his first jump shot. There is Kevin McHale. And if he's on his game, we'll see him rebounding most of the night. Harris.
Well, when you play this ball club, you have to be concerned, especially here in the Garden. You have to be concerned about tempo. So the Bucks want to be smart there. They want to run when it's there, but they want to control tempo as much as they can. You got to rebound, and that's a problem the Bucks have had, of course, all season long, rebounding the way they would like to rebound. Luke on a three-pointer.
A three-pointer. We didn't even have time to tell you that Pyrex donates $50 to the MAC Fund for every three-point shot by the Bucks. So that's a $50 donation thanks to John Lucas. And it's 3-2 Milwaukee. 4-3 Boston on a lay-in by McHale, and Luke pushes it up the floor for the Bucks.
Well, you hate to see the game start with the Celtics getting layups and the Bucks getting jump shots. The Bucks make them, but you don't want to see that continue all night long because you're going to keep making layups. You may not jump shots.
Well, the Bucks have been relying on the jump shot lately. There's Harris getting the shade, and it's 65 Boston. Lucas has a 3 for 2 for the Bucks.
Perry's very difficult to defend on that jump shot. And you mentioned the Bucks relying on the jump shot. That's something they cannot do. You've got to get some penetration in there. And look, the Bucks hitting 3 jumpers at this point.
Jack Sikma with his first 2 points. Well, John, does the season give you the ebb and flow in terms of your offense? Early in the year, the Bucks were going inside. Yep. In Portland, we saw them get great position. Now they're relying on the jump shot. As you see, Bird miss. DJ tipped it up, Dennis Johnson, but Sikma came away with the rebound. And here's Lucas all the way down around Larry Bird.
That wasn't a jump shot. That was a layup. I'll get to your question here in just a moment. The Bucks.
A furious pace at the moment. Jack with a steal. And this time Lucas will wait for some help. Randy Brewer. They went inside to him early in the year. This time he picks up a foul. Kevin McHale, I believe.
Yeah. Well, that's the time to go to Brewer. If he'll get up the court quickly and establish position like this, it's really a one-on-one situation. He gets to the line.
How about that question?
Well, I think it depends on the team, Jim, and I think it's players that have the ability to take it to the hoop. Not every player can do that, but players that have the ability to do that. And let me give you an example. Terry Cummings. He can take it to the hoop as he did against Philadelphia Sunday very well. But other times he'll go into a situation where he can get that jump shot off and he shoots the jumper a lot. I think it's important that guys like TC and other guys on the team, when they're doing a lot of jump shooting as a team, they got to think and concentrate. I mean, not that they don't think, but they got to concentrate on, you know, today I got to think about taking it to the basket.
The old pick and roll for McHale from Bird. And the Bucks had scored 5 points in a row. Boston breaks that run, and it's 11-8 Milwaukee. You talked about rebounding. The Bucks were out-rebounded by 26 in the opening game here to start the season. Cummings gets it back. Brewer comes away with it. He's fouled by Parrish. Tied up, and Randy is right back at the line.
Well, good effort by the Bucks inside, but TC passed up that little open jumper there right where Parrish is, took it inside to challenge Parrish and got it rejected. Here it is. Parrish is not this time. Bucks come up with it. Now, Terry overshoots here. Look, it doesn't hit anything, and had Terry caught that ball on the other side, that would have been a violation, but Brewer hit it.
There you see Randy's numbers, 66% from the line coming in. He's hit all 4 tonight, 13-8 Milwaukee. The Bucks are up by 5.
Boy, that's good. You know, Randy, get to the line, he's got to knock the shot down.
Credit Lucas with the tip. Sikma pulls it down, and here come the Bucks. Quickly for Cummings. And Danny Hayes scoops it up. One pass too many. Bird trying to hit Parrish, and it goes out of bounds. The Celtics aren't on at the moment.
Well, actually, that was a beautiful would have been a beautiful play. You might say at first, well, Parrish should have been aware of it, but that pass was a little bit behind him. So Bird does make some errors once in a while.
Well, the other night, John, he scored 44 points, but his first 2 shots were total air balls here.
Well,
he still scored 44.
Yeah.
Brewer gets it back and then loses it. He was doubled, Bird and McHale. McHale came away with it, and the Celtics march right down the floor. Dennis Johnson said the other night on an interview, I don't consider myself to be a good shooter.
He's not.
He's not, but at the end of the
been.
game, he's a big shooter. He goes for that clutch basket.
He makes big shots. He'll take the big shot, but over the course of his career, he's about a 43% shooter.
Johnson at 41% coming in to this ball game. Brewer kicks it back out. 5 on the shot clock for Lucas. The corner, Sickma with Parrish in his face. Brewer kept it alive, but it goes to Bird. And the Celtics, Danny Ainge ahead for McHale. Out of bounds. Was it tipped by a buck? Yes, it was.
Now, see, the Celtics can be intimidating. We've already seen Parrish block a couple and intimidate 1 or 2. And Bird can block some, and McHale also. So when you go inside on them or they come out and challenge your jumper, it's tough to shoot over these guys.
Boston set up on the half court. Bird works around a screen by Johnson. Gary got up and knocked it down. So give Bird 2 points, and it's a 1-point game at 13-12. Take a look at it.
Well, rather than too high, it was too late. It was too deep.
Well, that's true.
You got to get up high enough to get it there. You and I would have trouble with that, wouldn't we?
Don't even include me in that sentence.
Bill King, he's probably the only one that could get to it. What are you sitting on over there, Bill?
I looked, too. It's not a phone book. Brewer, the rebound for Cummings. Terry puts it in.
He's got more things stuck in his ear than a doctor when he checks out your chest, huh?
Well, that's part of his game, too, isn't it?
Luck?
Well, luck is the residue of design, and you all know about Bird's work habits. He's due to get some luck. This time he gets a rebound off the miss by Cummings. Terry's arguing for a foul as the Celtics give us a foul. McHale.
Well, we see the value of transition, and this is not what the Bucks want. We've seen the Celtics coming out on some fast break baskets early in this ballgame.
Jack picks up the foul. We have a timeout. 6:46 to go in the first. We'll be back on the Bucks Television Network. Hale will go to the line, and he has an opportunity to open that up to 2 points right here. We would like to tell you that we are coming to you in stereo tonight from Boston Garden. Bill King has been getting stereo from somewhere tonight. He has plugs in each ear here. He's handling the statistics for us.
Yeah, that worries me.
Doesn't worry me at all. He's one of the best, if not the best.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, how about
What are you bucking for?
You're right. You're right.
What are you bucking? Free tickets, right? Anytime you want tickets
How did
at
you
the
know?
Milwaukee Arena, call Bill King at 679.
McHale hits the free throw, and Boston leads by 2. They show a little pressure. Cummings works through it on the dribble. They swing it into the left block area for Cummings and move it quickly around for Moncrief. The Bucks are passing the ball well. On the shot clock, Cummings misses the jumper.
See, that's exactly what the Celtics want to do. Push the Bucks to the perimeter game, the dome offense, and then force them to take the jumper.
That's great.
Oh, he has time to measure it, just count it. You know, they're a good shooting team. They shoot 51.5% from the field, and you don't see that in the NBA today too often as a team.
Well, their front line averages 67.3 points. Brewer with a hook shot. Nicely done. That front line, John, shooting 56%. McHale, 61%. He's number 1 in the league. Parrish, 58%. He's number 2 in the NBA. And Larry Bird comes in at 53%.
Push.
Pushing on Larry Bird as we see Ricky Pierce come off the bench for Lucas.
You know, Jim, we've seen the field goal percentages in the NBA consistently drop. And people have done a lot of articles, a lot of speculation. There's Ainge with a three-pointer as to why that's been happening, and I think it's a combination of things. But I think at the top of the list is better and tougher team defenses.
I agree. They've toughened up a lot. There is a reaching foul. Randy Brewer grimaced as if he committed it. It's his first. Oh, they gave it to Jack. That's his second. Let's take a look. Yeah, there it is.
That's right.
I was screened on that part of it, but Randy gave a major league release as he had committed the foul. 2 on Sigma and 3 on the Bucks.
Well, in Kevin McHale, you have one of the very best that has ever played the game in post-up basketball. He takes you down there. He can go to the hooks. He can go to the jumpers either way. He's really quick and creative down there, and of course, very large.
Plays a little defense with those scarecrow arms, too, doesn't he? Here's Jack. But he's up and he hits him. 22-19, the Boston Celtics leading the Bucks. A reminder, Miller Lite, there's only one light beer. Cummings tips it, but McHale corrals it in the corner. A spin move. It spins out. And it went off a buck, says Bill Sire. 24 for Boston as they reset the 24-second clock. The Bucks steal it. Just under 5 minutes to go on the big clock in the first period. Can't trade mistakes with a Cage on. Larry Bird again.
And you can't give him time to set up, and this crowd starts humming as soon as he gets behind the three-point line. He's got time to look down and look up and measure it.
Bird has 2 3-pointers, and that's the margin of this one, 6 points. 25-19.
Wait a minute,
That ball has to go to the Bucks, doesn't it?
Oh,
Bill Sire overrules.
He's saying it hit a buck.
Take a look. Maybe we can tell here.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
That speaks for itself, doesn't it?
I guess. What did he...
This time it's off Jack Sickles, says Bill Sire.
Who does he think knocked that out of bounds?
Well, this place has ghosts.
A phantom green person.
There are ghosts in here, we know that. They've been around a long time in this building. 25-19, Boston, the lead and the ball. Behind the screen, Johnson set it. Bird hits it. Boy, he's on a tear again. Larry Bird already has 12 points.
You cannot give him open jump shots. Period. No, you just can't.
Timeout, 4:07 to go in the first. The Celtics up by 8 on the Bucks Television Network. Missed. We don't have any indication of what will transpire there. The Bucks will be home next week to play these Boston Celtics. Pierce hits the jump shot, and it's 27-21. That game is on Tuesday, the 1st of March. The Bucks in Boston at the arena.
Boston, one of those clubs that does a great job of combining their game, Jim. They've got a good fast break game. They've got an excellent half-court game. They've got a lot of individual people they can go to one-on-one, and they execute well also. Good double-up just at that time.
They've always been a good half-court team. When they had injuries a couple of years ago, they started to run a bit more, and now they play it both ways very well.
Yeah,
that helped them in a way over the long term. There's McHale, pretty good half-court player.
Well, look, you can run a lot of half-court stuff, but you got a guy like McHale who's good in one-on-one. You got Bird who's good in one-on-one. You can always give Parrish the ball at a post-up. Ainge can run some one-on-one on a clear-out.
Moncrief, oh, that was a tough shot over Ainge, and he hits it.
Well, that's a good one-on-one player also, Sidney Moncrief.
29-23, and we have a foul. Oh, do we have a foul or a 20-second timeout? A strange place to have that call because Ainge was driving to the glass as if
that is strange.
He was going in wide open, and all of a sudden there was a 20-second timeout called by Casey Jones.
Well, Casey obviously wanted to make some point and diagram some kind of a situation for his ball club, and he was going to do it right then. So we have this break, just a couple of things. One, some hellos. I came in with John Lucas's wife and children today on the plane, and Debbie wanted us to say a happy birthday to Bonnie Cummings. We don't know how old you are today, Bonnie, but happy birthday. And I want to say hi to Matt and Greg DeMarc. Good fans, and thanks for the ride, Matt.
I have another happy birthday to send along to a great Bucks fan, Marilyn Schumann, watching tonight in Milwaukee. 29-23, Boston leading the Bucks. The Celtics have the ball. The starting 5 on for Boston. Ricky Pierce is out there with Moncrief, Sigma, Brewer, and Cummings. Paul Pressey not able to play tonight. Little pick and roll situation again. Bird just backed off and had great position.
Well, see, he got into the post up there, and Sidney trying to front him, and there's no weak side there, and he's got so much size on Sidney, the pass was easy.
Pierce in the paint.
See, they really challenge any of your shots in the paint because they're tough to shoot over. Look at that. Good follow-up. Now watch. Randy will go away. Bird's got the post up. Sidney fronting. No help.
Larry Bird picked up by Terry Cummings. A clear-out situation for Bird. He uses the body but misses the jump shot. 31-25, 2:15 to go in the first period. John, you talked about the pace when you played the Celtics. I think a lot of teams feel that if you can run with Boston for the full 48 minutes, you have a chance to win because they're getting a little older. Do you buy that? Moncrief missing, and Johnson has the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a running team in the class of the Los Angeles Lakers at all, but I think the Celtics do a good job of mixing their game, the way they'll run and the way they'll play half court. So, you know, you can run on them and beat them. Oh, look, but they're even tougher at home in mixing it, you know? So, yeah, I think you can beat them if you can run on them, sure.
The 8-point difference reflects some defensive problems at the moment for the Bucks. 2 straight defensive breakdowns on the other end. Pierce. Tough bounce. No green around the board that time either. Bird for 3. That's his 3rd of the night. Well, the big one would get well on him tonight, wouldn't it? Doesn't work that way. Let's pause 5. Station ID on the Bucks Television Network.
You're watching Bucks basketball in stereo on Super 18 WVTV Milwaukee.
Paskey, John McLaughlin back with you from Boston Garden. Brewer misses. Bird rebounds.
Whoever happens to be matched up on Bird, whether it's a switch or whatever, they got to be close to him. You can't give him the openings because he's going to shoot the J too well. Now, Dennis thought Bird was going to come in. Bird stayed back on that one.
Paul Olkeski and Larry Kristoviak into the game for the Bucks now. Excuse me, John.
Well, I'm sorry. I was just going to say the way Bird's shooting the jumper and the way he normally shoots it, but the way he's shooting it right now, no point in him going to the basket. He's better for that open jumper. But Dennis Johnson just missed on it.
Del Harris trying to find the combination. Brewer and Cummings go to the bench.
Well, right now what they got to find is somebody as a team to really stick them defensively. That's what they got to do because the Celtics have had a lot of open jump shots and layups.
Ricky Pierce with that high arching shot. The Bucks are back within 9 now, 36-27. Bird. Oh, wow. He just backed off of Kristoviak, but the key there was the pass.
That's right. Dennis Johnson. Well, Bird says Dennis Johnson's the best player I've ever played with. 19
points for Larry Bird as Danny Ainge fouls Sidney Moncrief at the horn.
Well, he's complaining about it, but he look at the pass. But Ainge grabbed Moncrief's jersey.
Sidney Moncrief will shoot the free throws here before we go to the second period. There you see the score, 38-27. Moncrief is at the line. He hits the first free throw. And he can pull this within 9 now if he hits the second. An 80% free throw shooter. It's 38-29, and we'll be back on the Bucks Television Network. Is he frustrated, John?
Well, I don't know if... Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if frustrated is the word. He wants his team to do some things execution-wise, and especially at the defensive end of the court, that he hasn't quite been able to get them to do it. You know, when you leave Bird open for that many wide-open jumpers early, you know that that's not what you want out of your defense.
Larry Bird has 19 points. We told you that the Bucks will be home on Tuesday with these Boston Celtics. A week from that, on March 8th, they will host San Antonio. That's 20th edition Bucks Mug Night. Fans age 21 and older receive a free Bucks mug. And on Friday, the 11th of March against Denver, it's Marine Banks Photo Night. Every fan 14 and under receives a photo taken with a Bucks player or coach. That's at 6:30 on the 11th of March. Those are some upcoming home games. Brad Lohaus of Iowa into the game now, and we'll tell you a little bit about him. He missed the jump shot. He had been doing an outstanding job of late. He started for McHale against Portland. Lojas, a very active ball player. Mark Akers into the game. He wears number 42. Lojas 54 as he picks up Sikma. Pierce loses the dribble. This is Kristoviak. And Mokeski is there to take the short shot and turn it into a pair.
All right, good hustle inside by the Bucks and getting the ball in deep position. Now, with this unit out there, they've got guys that can score. Dirk Minifield with the ball. Ainge is going to shoot. But you got to key on Bird here and make him pass to one of these younger guys. Open again.
He misses his fourth three-point shot, Larry Bird. He hit the first three tonight. Just under 11 minutes to go in the second period. Good position for Kristoviak. Bird and Lojas give him a little problem, and the Celtics come away with the ball. This is Minifield. He's been the first guard off the bench. Bird looks to pass back, but puts the shot up, and we have a loose ball foul.
Good hustle by Kristoviak. Boy, he got pinned in between Akers and Lojas and came up with that rebound, drew the foul, I think, from Akers.
Minifield and Ainge picking up the guards, Reynolds and Pierce. The Bucks posting up Mokeski. Little body on Bird. Underneath, Pierce is there, and he goes up aggressively for two more. And it's 38-33, Boston leading Milwaukee.
Now, Ricky, he can work the land of the big guys very well. Offensive rebound.
Minifield swings the ball for Ainge. How about that? Right down the middle. But Jack comes away with the miss.
Well, it's one thing to get there, the other, put it in.
Doesn't matter if you get there if you don't hit the shot, right? Loose ball, we have a foul.
That's on Pierce.
Ricky Pierce. Del Harris throws his arms up in questioning frustration this time. He didn't think it was a foul. He thought they were both going for the ball. We have 10 minutes to play. Take a look.
Well, I think he might be more upset that the Bucks just didn't catch that. It went off Ricky's knee, and Ainge right there had the momentum going the right way to get the ball.
Rojas, a little bit short on his shot. Kristoviak with the rebound for Reynolds. Here come the Bucks. Sikma, good position, good move around Lojas.
Now, you're going to see a change here with this unit by the Celtics, I would imagine. You know, when he comes to these young guys, Casey wants a timeout. When he comes to these young guys, he makes sure he has Bird, Ainge, or a veteran in there with him, but he's going to get somebody back in the ballgame.
You called it, buddy. A timeout with 9:27 to play. 38-35, Boston on the Bucks Television Network. A note for Bucks fans, be sure and stay tuned to tonight's game. We know you're going to do that anyway, but a little later on, we are going to have a drawing for a Super Cruise, compliments of the Riverside Theater at Super 18.
Great hustle. Kristoviak.
And a foul has been called by Hugh Evans.
Look at that save. Now, let's see. Ricky Pierce comes up with it.
It better be on Johnson.
Well, it was. I think Dell wanted a breakaway on that. That's what he's really upset about.
Dennis Johnson picking up the foul, his first. It's the second in the period.
In that first quarter, the Celtics only shot 76% from the field. The Bucks 46%. Bird was 3 for 3 from three-point range.
Minifield fouling Jerry Reynolds.
You notice the changes that KC made, obviously. He came with his guns, or some of his guns.
How about that, John? A Super Cruise, compliments of the Riverside at Super 18.
That's great.
The drawing coming up later in the broadcast. The Bucks swing the ball for Mokeski. He's looking for Reynolds, but comes back out for Pierce, who gives it back. Still looking for Reynolds, and Bird intercepts.
Bucks tried to post up Reynolds inside on Minifield. Minifield did a great job of staying in front of him and not giving the Bucks an easy post-up play.
John, Detroit has a big first-period lead in New Jersey, 39-24.
No surprise, though, huh?
No. Minifield, that's a long two. (40-35). The Bucks led early. Boston battled back, and they have the lead now. Jack in trouble. There's that swarming Boston defense. Ahead for Bird. Another three, his fifth of the night. He's 3 for 5. Count the basket off the glass as he falls down on the floor and goes over 20 points for the half.
Yeah, he just thought he was at the county fair shooting for the teddy bear. He misses the first, so he comes right to where the ball is so he can get it back and get that second opportunity. This time he goes to the glass to be sure.
The media thought he was at the county fair the other night when he missed those 2 shots. They said, that's like you and I taking shots, meaning me more than you, of course.
Well, you know, he's one of those people, Jim, that when he has an open shot, you absolutely expect it to go in. And when it doesn't, it's like, why did he miss those 2?
The sheet they gave us with that Detroit score had Detroit on top. They are playing in Detroit tonight. There's Ricky Pierce with a miss and McHale with a rebound. The Boston Celtics will travel to Detroit tomorrow. They play there on Sunday. And like this series with Milwaukee, the home team has been winning a lot of games between Detroit and Boston. And if Larry Bird plays like this on Sunday, Detroit is going to have trouble keeping that string alive. Bird with 24 points. Del Harris wants a timeout. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. 45-35. Boston by 10 on the Bucks Television Network. You win a 19-inch color television set, and just for taking part, a Bucks warm-up jacket. We'll give you a little bit later on, so grab a piece of paper or whatever you have handy, and a pencil or a pen.
Your memory.
If you can do that, it's pretty easy. Post Office Box 1818, Milwaukee. But we'll give it to you in just a little while here. 10 seconds on the shot clock, 7:20 to go in the half. The Bucks are down by 10. Reynolds has the ball taken away, but it goes to Pierce. Out for Lucas. The 3, no good. Kristoviak with good position. And Parrish comes away with it. Molkeski tried to swipe it from the floor. Here's Dennis Johnson into the middle. And the Bucks come away with it. They turn it over right back. Lucas in the corner. Eyes the 3. Puts it up.
Beauty. And they gave him 2.
They gave him 2?
Sure did.
Well, I was going to give the Mac Fund $50. There's Dennis Johnson, a drive and a foul. Kristoviak took him into the padding.
Well, now there's an example of the Bucks shoot a 3-point shot, and the way it was set up, which you would think would be in a position to get back on defense, they score on a fast break after a 3-point basket. That shouldn't happen, Jim. They should not get a layup after the Bucks have had an opportunity. Line up the jumper and get back with them. See, that's the kind of stuff you have to stop.
Dennis Johnson missing the free throw, so it's 47-37. Well, the way Lucas had time and the way he eyed and pawed the line, you expected that he was outside of the stripe, but...
Well, sometimes when you take that little step, your toe can step right on the line as you step forward.
Kristoviak kicks it back out. Lucas, along 2, comes off, this time to Parrish. He'll let Minifield run it. He likes that because he got it right back. There's a foul on Molkeski. That's his second and the 4th on the Bucks in the second period. We have 6:18 to play.
Well, this is the same scenario. They didn't score on it, but they get a fast break opportunity in the layup. That time off the miss, but still the Bucks not doing a good job of converting from offense to defense, Jim, and they've got to do that already in this first half. The Celtics have had a lot of layups or shots off the break that take them in for layups or put them on the line, like on this one, on the foul.
Robert Parrish in his 12th season hits both free throws. 49-37. The Celtics lead by 12. Minifield picks up Lucas. He gets over in plenty of time. Had 4 seconds to spare.
Well, they just want to force the Bucks to take a lot of time and then maybe start their offense a little further out on the court.
Cummings simply lost the dribble. He looks for a foul. He won't get the call. Here's Bird. He had a mismatch with Lucas. Passes to Parrish, and he's fouled hard. Molkeski went up twice. He got him the second time. Kristoviak was in there as well, and Molkeski is slow to get up. He is grabbing that left hamstring.
Elbow,
but it doesn't appear. Elbow?
Yeah,
let's take a look. So. He had his hand on his hamstring, but I think you're right. Let's take another look here.
Not enough men back for the Bucks that time. As you can see, Bird penetrates enough. One man trying to cover 2, and then as they try to cover up, the foul is committed.
That puts the Bucks over the limit with 5:53 to go in the second period.
You know, Jim, very simply, one of the things that the 5 men on the floor for the Bucks have to do is They've got to concentrate on 5 men getting back on defense and at least preventing an inside shot or a basket off of the layup or off of the fast break and resulting in a layup for the Celtics.
Well, they also have to concern themselves with offensive rebounding. You want guys crashing the boards, but you also have to get back on defense, as you say. There are so many ways that Boston can beat you and take you out of your game.
That's right, but you know, if you're not getting the rebounds and you're not getting back, where are you? You're somewhere in between, and you're not getting either one done, and then they've scored one fast break basket off of a basket. That shouldn't happen.
The Celtics are up by 14. They've played well here in the first half.
They're tough at home, though. You know, you've got to give the Celtics a lot of credit for just taking people out of their game at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're 66-0 against Eastern Conference teams. The last Eastern Conference team to beat them, New Jersey. Coincides with Larry Bird a little bit, too.
Well, that time everybody has to run at him because he pulls up for the three. You know, he can put that in, and that's when he can put it on the floor and go by you because the defense has momentum going the other direction.
April of '85, John, New Jersey, the last Eastern Conference team to win here. Lucas for Mokeski. And Terry Cummings goes up for the board. We have a foul.
Well, see, I credit the Celtics defense for being so tough inside that they push you outside. So now we've got a combination of things. The Bucks getting all outside shots, missing them. The Celtics going the other way, getting fouls and layups, and that's why you've got a 53-37 lead at this point in the ballgame.
McHale with 2 fouls, 4 on the Celtics now. 4:50 to play in the half.
See, look, you even get inside on them, they make it tough. Ricky Pierce draws the foul.
Parrish, and this time we'll have some free throw shot by Ricky Pierce. Time to remind you, Super 18 viewers in Milwaukee, watch the mild-mannered Clark Kent become the Man of Steel Monday night at 7. That's Superman the movie, starring Christopher Reeves, Marlon Brando, and Gene Hackman. Ricky Pierce, a 90% free throw shooter, 53% from the floor so far. This is his 9th game back. He had 18 the other night against the Pacers. Working on 7 here against the Celtics.
You know, it's interesting. The Celtics have never been a team, well, never, in the last few years. They're not a team that really gets to the line that much, Jim, and you would think that with the types of players they have, McHale inside, Bird, Parrish, that they would get a lot of free throws. They've been to the line fewer times than the Milwaukee Bucks, and they've played 3 more games. And it was that way last season. They don't get to the line, but when you shoot 51 or 52%, perhaps you don't have to from the field.
Is there a reason why they don't?
I can't answer that. I'm sure they're trying to determine that as well. There's the miss, and the Bucks may get an opportunity here. I don't know.
It's a tough one to answer.
It is.
Well, there's a turnover. The Celtics get it right back. Grab yourself a Miller Lite. There's only one right there. That's Miller Lite.
Well, I could speculate. It's for a lot of reasons. Perhaps they've got people that can go inside, but they don't draw the foul. They get away from the foul. Marcus Johnson always played like that.
Maybe they just don't have to drive and generate fouls like other teams have to do. There's Jim Paxson. Paxson, the newest member of the Boston Celtics, wearing number 4. The last player to play in this building who wore number 4 was a guy named Bobby Orr, a hockey player.
Well,
the last Boston Celtic to wear that number was about 23 years ago, a guy named Jerry Ward.
I remember him.
I figured you would. Moncrief into the game for the Bucks. Mokeski has 4 fouls.
23 years ago, I was a rookie. Whoa. Should have kept that a secret. By the way, I think Paxson is going to do a nice job fit into this team well because of the way he plays. Paxson is a guy that moves without the ball. He's constant motion off the ball. This is a team that can pass the ball. Therefore, they'll find Paxson. So as he works in to their team, he's going to be a good addition for them.
He can score, too. Cummings in and out. Bird with a rebound. Paxson comes to Boston as Portland's all-time career scoring leader. He went over 10,000 points last Sunday. The lob from McHale and the foul. It's Noviak in.
Long arm, side, tippy toes over the defense.
That's the second on Krystkowiak.
Milwaukee foul was on number 42, Larry Krystkowiak. His second personal foul.
You know, it's a terrible feeling, but when you come in here with them and their game is going good like this, you feel like you're being toyed with. Like a cat and a mouse thing.
That's a common feeling in here.
Yep.
10 of 12 from the line, the Boston Celtics. McHale has 17 points. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half, and it's 57-39. Parrish goes up to get it. Head for Paxson. They want to get him his first 2 as a Celtic. Moncrief gets in the way this time. There's a steal for Sid. Lucas will wait for the rest of the Bucks.
This is a team you like to shoot well against on the floor. Oh, beautiful play by Moncrief.
Sidney starts it and finishes it for 2.
You like to shoot well against them if you can, because that holds their opportunities down on the break. But they shoot, as I indicated, over 51% and allow 47.5.
Well, the hook shot won't go for Paxson. The foul is on Sidney Moncrief.
See what I mean? That was off-ball movement. They'll find him, and they'll set some screens for him. That lets Paxson work.
You know, when you look at the numbers on the Paxson for Seasting deal, the first thing that comes to your mind is maybe Portland was saving a few dollars.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a big difference. Paxson's making a lot more money than Seasting.
What does Portland get out of this deal? They're similar players.
Well, similar in many respects, but different in a lot of ways. Seasting's more of a point guard. Paxson's more of an off guard that works without the ball, moves well off the ball. Size difference is great. They just weren't going to use Paxson that much, so they feel like Seasting they can use to back up Porter and maybe even play with him some. And they had lowered a big number.
Right. Paxson had to back up Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
And so that didn't quite work. And Paxson had asked to be traded last year. He was traded to Cleveland for Keith Lee. We have a 22nd timeout. And that deal, of course, was voided.
Yep.
So Paxson got his wish. And he's with the Boston Celtics. This program is authorized by Milwaukee Bucks Incorporated and is intended solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast or other use without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Bucks Incorporated and WVTV is prohibited.
Well, some hellos. Bill Sparrows, Marquette class of '86, says hello to people back in Wisconsin. We saw him today. He has a job out here in the Boston area.
It's 59-41 with 2:32 to go in the second period. A rash of trades yesterday. Phoenix
scramble at the gate.
They've really changed. There you see the Bucks home games we were telling you about earlier. Boston is in on Tuesday. A week later, San Antonio. Friday of that week, Denver. Here's Cummings for 2. Tipped up and cleared by the Celtics.
Well, in this period, I don't know what it is at this point, but the Bucks shooting percentage has to be awful, and mostly jump shots. And that's, of course, allowed the Celtics to be more offensive-minded more often. They've shot the ball well, and that's why it's a big lead.
You could see Boston setting up something away from the ball on the weak side, and they got it to Paxson.
Wow, 20-point lead here in the first half.
He has 4, and it's 61-41. The Bucks' worst defeat of the year came in game number 1 right here, 17 points. On the shot clock for Moncrief. A foul on Paxson, his first as a Celtic.
By the way, he's a pretty good defensive player also. He does a good job of bodying. He's big, he's 6'6", he's pretty mobile. He's played Sidney quite well before out in Portland defensively because he's a big target, and he's mobile enough that he can stay in front of him. Sidney gets the better of him on that one.
Sidney has 8 points. Add 1 to that, 61-42. Well, the Bucks have some catching up to do here in the second half.
Now, you get down this deep to them at home, it's a tough situation to get back, but what you got to do is just take it in segments. Right now, 1:43 work. Hold them here, score a couple of times, go in with a lower lead.
Moncrief trying to score, and he is called for the foul. That's his second.
His second personal foul, penalty situation.
And so Paxson will go to the line. While we have a moment, let's talk about some of those trades made yesterday. Of course, earlier in the week, Phoenix sent James Edwards to Detroit for Ron Moore. And then it was Larry Nance and Mike Sanders from Phoenix to Cleveland for Mark West, Tyrone Corbin, and Kevin Johnson. They picked up a little defense there.
Well, that's what they feel they needed to do. They got Hodges because they wanted some outside shooting. They wanted to beef up their defense. They felt like that as a team, Suns just did not have a strong defensive team, and they felt it's time we make some changes, big changes.
Paxson hits both free throws, 63-43. And Seattle moved Sam Vincent to Chicago for Sedale Threet. We'll see Sam Vincent and the Bulls tomorrow night. Brewer with a hook shot. It comes away, and Paxson has the board. This is Minifield, cross court to Bird. And McHale. John, they make it look so easy, and right now the Bucks are having a lot of trouble stopping this Boston attack, as the score would indicate, at 65-43. Their biggest lead, 22. Lucas foul.
And that's what the Bucks need, someone to penetrate and go inside, but it's a combination of things, of getting better shots and making them, but you got to hold them. Your defense has to be better than this. That's taking it to him, huh?
John hits the first free throw. We have 1 minute and 4 seconds to go in the first half. A couple of features coming up for you in the Milwaukee area at halftime. Outside of the area, you'll have special features, and we'll be back with the second half. 65-45, the Boston Celtics up by 20. Minifield finds Bird. He finds the basket. Sikma for Cummings. Fouled by Minifield.
Well, Cummings continues on down the court as he comes out at Bird. Bird fakes the shot. Terry goes by him. Bird puts it in. That allows TC to go the other way and then get to the line.
The other day in practice, apparently, Paxson's first with the Celtics. He was running plays, and Bird went by him as they were running the play and said, "I'm the first option. I'm the first option." I guess he knew that, didn't he?
I was going to say, you think he had to tell him that? Jim, while a lot of our young fans are still up and don't have to go to, well, this is a weekend, so maybe they'll stay up later, but we want to start reminding you about the McGregor Milwaukee Bucks basketball camps, and they're for boys and girls or throughout the state of Wisconsin. If you want any information, call 786-0366. They're good camps.
67-46. Bird again. He's gotten the ball there 3 times in a row. He drops it for McHale, who can't hang on. And that's a turnover. It goes back to Milwaukee. 9 turnovers for Boston, 7 in the game so far for the Bucks. That's about right. That's half the Bucks' average. The clock ticking, 17, 16, 10 on the shot clock for John Lucas and the Bucks. He drives. It won't go down, but there's a foul, and Lucas will get a chance to shoot a free throw or 2 here. Kevin McHale picks up the foul. Lucas will shoot 2. The Bucks have hit 13 of 14 from the line.
You know, we've talked about the fact the Bucks don't want to just get into the jump shooting. They want to penetrate, and how tough it is to challenge these big guys of the Celtics, and it really is. But the smallest man on the Bucks team is the guy doing it best and well at this point, and that's John Lucas.
Well, the Bucks are looking, I would think, for some penetration now as they look ahead down the stretch. They need somebody who can drive in there and score and draw the fouls like Lucas just
Lucas
did.
can do it, and that's what they see in Humphries. And Humphries is a good point guard. He's a good athlete in that respect.
I want to ask you more about him in the second half. He didn't get the shot away. Wide open Brewer. That is pretty symbolic of the first half for the Milwaukee Bucks, isn't it?
Yes.
67-48. That's the end of the half. Coming up next on Super 18, we will have a couple of features for you, including a look at how the Bucks scout opponents and college players using videotape. You're on the Milwaukee Bucks Television Network.
Not even that important. Turnovers not really that important in this ball game. Rebounds, the Celtics have more because the Bucks shot 39%, and the Celtics got them off the defensive boards. See? And the Celtics' offensive boards, Jim, it's not important. They only had 3, but it's because they shot 68%. There weren't any offensive rebounds to get.
I know, but it's funny because when people point at the Celtics' weaknesses, they say they don't hit the offensive boards because they turn the ball over too much. They're getting old, and sure they are. They lead by 19 points.
You know, I don't buy either one of those. They shoot 52% on the year. There aren't as many offensive boards, so they don't have to be as good in that department. The turnovers haven't really hurt them that much in that respect, and so I mean, they're leading this ball game, commanding, you know, so all those things don't even count.
What you're saying is people shouldn't look at those things. Just look at the one-loss record and how dominant Boston can be.
Well, it's when you're losing that you got to look at those things and decide where do we have to be better. When you're winning, you're not as concerned about it because you're doing a lot of things right. Shooting 52% from the field when no one else in the NBA can do that other than the Lakers, that overcomes a lot of other factors.
Well, you just saw a Boston turnover. That ball was tipped by Parrish, so the Bucks can bring it back over the line. Terry Cummings into the corner for Moncrief. Lucas led the Bucks with 11 in the first half. Moncrief with 10. Cummings pulls down the miss. Sigma and Pierce have 8 apiece. There's a turnover the other way. The big man, the Chief, goes all the way in.
Oh, that was not a dribbling exhibition. Probably was double dribble 2 or 3 times.
I thought he did right before the basket.
But that's the way it's gone.
21 points now. Parrish has 10.
You know, when you're down like this and you've played, you know, you've had a tough first half and you faced a team that's had a good first half, the only way you're going to get this one back, Jim, is with your defense. Because you got to stop them, number one, and if you stop them, perhaps you're going to get better and easier shots when you're not shooting the ball well at all as a team.
Boston looks like they're on cruise control tonight, though.
Yep.
McHale from the corner. Well, I mentioned the 59 of the 67 first half points from the starters. That's been another thing the critics of Boston will look at and say they don't have a bench.
Well, you know, I agree with that to a point, but their bench is fairly young. With Paxson, of course, that gives them a little age. Beauty by Jack. Boy, he's got such a good left hand. And they've got some new people over there, so they need to cultivate their bench, but you don't know how good that bench will be with those young guys, except, you know, you've got Gilmore. That's why they wanted Paxson, some veteran there, to buoy up the bench. But if they go down with a couple of injuries, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
In the last 2 games, the bench had scored a total of 7 points. They had 8 in the first half tonight.
See, I think Paxton's going to get a lot of playing time coming off that bench. He'll be one of the first guys off the bench eventually for them.
That's a 3-point shot as the 24-second clock runs out, missed by Dennis Johnson.
Well, the way it's gone tonight, I'm surprised he missed that.
Yeah, me too. Here's Jack. Long 2. Jack with the dead eye.
Sure shot, isn't he?
Boy, if he's open, he's going to hit him.
Hits it pretty good with people on him, too.
He can. 12 points for Sigma, 71-52.
Because most guys should hit the open shot in this league.
You know,
some do it better than others.
That bench situation brings up a funny story. McHale misses. Lucas pulls it down. He'll push it up for the Bucks. The Celtics were on a bus out in Los Angeles as Jack drives and overlays. McHale with it, and the Celtics will move it up quickly. They were on a bus. I'll get to that in a moment. Bird out of bounds. And Larry Bird looked out the window and saw a bus stop bench that said, "This bench for sale." This bench for rent, I should say, and he turned to Casey Jones and said, "Let's rent it for the playoffs. That's when we need one."
Oh. Oh. They may need one before then. Enough people go down. The problem is when we've seen their bench, like Roberts, a couple of times in the last 2 years, he's lit us up. So
There's
their
Lucas.
benches look good against us at times. Luke continues to penetrate.
Timeout, Boston.
Yeah, he's probably worried about it.
8:45 to go in the third. 71-54 on the Bucks Television Network. In the fourth period, send us a postcard. 18-18 Milwaukee.
I'll tell you what, just cue me and I'll laugh for you.
Dennis Johnson. 73-54. I thought he disappeared here or something, or something. Fourth quarter shootout. 19-inch color television set. If you can predict the first buck that will score either a free throw, a 3-point shot, or a 2. Cummings has it taken away by Bird, but it goes out of bounds. 19 points the difference. The zip code 53201. Post office box 1818. It's easy. Drop it in the mail.
The hard part's picking who's going to score it.
We may have a jump ball situation here. The officials, Bill Sire and Hugh Evans, unable to determine who last touched the ball before it went out of bounds, so they'll toss it up. Cummings and Johnson. And Dennis Johnson gets it to Ames. Quickly ahead for Bird.
That's timing on the jump. Dennis with long arm. arms helps out when he goes against bigger people.
Parrish backs it on Sigma. And Ainge is there for the rebound. I think somebody just opened the door.
I'll tell you, I feel like we're sitting outside doing the ball game. It's so cold.
Robert Parrish.
Not too cold for the Celtics, though.
75-54. Parrish now with 12. He has a dozen. 4 of those from the line. Cummings, a good move. No payoff. The rebound to the Celtics. Wow.
Boy, this is a nightmare for the Bucks and Del Harris at this point. The team just can't do a lot right against the Celtics team right now that's doing a lot. They are doing a lot right.
Bird
They
has
have been.
30 points and a steal. Ainge. Well, that last time down, Del Harris just looked incredulously at no defense. There was none.
You know, and I'm really not trying to be hard on the Bucks at all. I mean, I think a lot of these guys, but this is one of those nights. The Bucks are just not playing well at all. The Celtics are really taking it to them at this point.
The numbers keep mounting, 78-54.
I think the important thing to note is most of the teams in the league are going to face a situation like this against these great teams, or not great teams. Celtics aren't great, but against these really good teams, it's going to happen. That's a fact of 82 games.
25 points. We'll see Artis Gilmore in a moment. He'll be coming off the Celtic bench.
Artis.
Another steal for Bird. And he's fouled.
Doesn't necessarily do it with quickness or power, just knows where to be and how to be there. Larry Bird's a very intelligent basketball player.
The foul is on Jack Sigma. Take a look.
Larry Bird has 2 shots.
Bird shooting 2. Gilmore, McHale, Bird, Dennis Johnson, and Danny Ainge out for the Celtics.
Every time I see Artis, when I haven't seen him for a while, I'm always kind of taken back how large he really is. And he's big.
Used to be one of the strongest players in the league. Do you suppose he still is? Not getting the minutes he used to get.
Yeah, I think he is.
I think
Fortunately, he doesn't
is.
use that power to harm anyone. He's a rather mild-mannered guy. Probably should use it more in his game than he has, actually.
Nice
Beauty,
pass.
nice pass. Boy, Moncrief, too. He's got those great hands in there. He can hang on to that ball.
A nice feed by Cummings into Sidney, and he draws the foul.
Did you see how Larry Bird played on the side of Terry, and then Terry made the pass? A couple of plays ago, how Bird blocked Terry's shot from the side down on the baseline. He has a way of getting up on the side of Terry because Terry takes the ball a little bit behind his head, and Bird knows if I'm going to get to it, I got to get up on his side, and that's what he's doing, and making it a little tougher on Terry.
Sidney is true twice from the line, and it's now 81-56. Just over 6 minutes to play in the third. Unfortunately, this one has been all Boston, except for a few moments early in the first period. Brewer knocks it out of bounds. Boston will have 11 seconds on the shot clock.
I think the Bucks had like about a 24-25 to 18 lead, and then that was it. The Celtics really took charge.
6 points. The Bucks lead early in the game. Bird falling down. It rolls off. Artis Gilmore can't control it, and the ball is tapped away. But Sigma is called for a foul. Let's pause 5 seconds. Station identification on the Bucks television network.
Bucks basketball in stereo on Super 18 WVTV Milwaukee.
Jim Paskey, John McLaughlin with you from the Boston Garden. Sigma has 4 fouls now. Kevin McHale, 23 points.
What time is it anyway?
It's time to quench your thirst with a Miller Lite. There's only one light beer. That's Miller Lite. Thank you, John. Moncrief, again, good position underneath. They'll swing the ball. Jack, a 13-footer.
Boy, he's got that nice lean-in shot. That's not always an easy shot when you're leaning into the basket and you're on the dotted line there. You got to have it real soft touch or try to go to the glass.
83-58. McHale Makes it 85-58.
See, there he goes to the post-up hook. He can go to the post-up jump shot either way. Those are high percentage shots. That's one reason they shoot so well as a team.
Terry Cummings fouled as he tries to gain position in the middle. The foul will put him at the line.
Boy, it's good to see Terry take it to the hoop like that. That obviously makes the defense adjust, even though, he almost turns the ankle there.
Gilmore picking up his first foul. No free throw involved, so
Cummings and Sikma go out.
Terry didn't get the shot up that time as he went through the lane. 2 team fouls on Boston. And we have another situation here.
Kristoviak, Mokeski, Brewer, Moncrief, and Lucas.
Gilmore picks up another quick foul. 3 on Boston. Kristoviak loops it in for Brewer. He's double-teamed nicely.
One more on Gilmore.
And Gilmore has 3 in very short order.
Might foul out here if we go at him a few more times.
Using some of that strength to push.
Yeah.
Well, I said he didn't get many minutes. It's showing, isn't it? Randy still has 6 points. 85-58 with 5:05 to go in the third.
Jim, with Boston, Gilmore's averaging 10 minutes a game.
The Bucks now 17 of 20 from the line, John. You mentioned they have to do it with defense. You also have to hit the free throws when you get them. Gilmore.
You know, Randy shoots a lot of free throws in practice. He makes them. He comes into the game and makes about 1 out of every 2. It's just one of those things. And some other players have had problems in that respect. He works real hard at it.
Sure, not putting the onus on him at all. It's been a team problem from time to time. That's a 3-point attempt for John Lucas, and Bird has the rebound.
You take Jack Sikma's free throw percentage out of there, and you'd have a real problem as far as team free throw percentage.
Gilmore gives it right back to Dennis Johnson. With a fresh 24, he'll swing the ball to Bird. Good defensive work by Kristoviak to alter the shot by Bird. And Bird keeps it in play for Gilmore. The man is a marvel.
He's worked on his left hand a lot, and he's been using it even more around the basket.
Here come the Bucks on the turnover. Moncrief 3-on-2. He takes it in and overlays. Lucas is there, and this one falls for him.
Good effort by Luke, and that time it was a good defensive effort for the team by Milwaukee. Half court, forced him to take a lot of time, and then deflected it away.
87-60 with 3:35 to play, third period. It's a quiet Boston crowd. Ainge works around a screen set by McHale. Brewer there for the rebound.
Ainge has been quiet tonight, hasn't forced anything. The game has been going to a lot of other people and going to them well, so he just plays his role.
He didn't score in the first half. Ainge has 2 points.
Yeah, Ainge is a good defensive player.
Mokeski missing. Ball tipped to Ainge. Quickly ahead for McHale. Moncrief is back. No chance there.
Boy, how do you coach this one? You know, you just try to keep rotating people. You try to keep the team running the offense they should run. You try to tighten up the defense and encourage guys to do that.
Bird and McHale have combined for 59 of the 89 Boston points. Mokeski puts up a rebound for 2. Still a 27-point difference, 89-62. Ainge penetrates and scores. The defense just isn't there.
No.
A flat shot, but a good shot for Mokeski. The Bucks are in the midst of a killer road trip. 4 games this week. McHale on the turnaround.
Oh, and he leans away. That even makes it doubly tough to try to play him. Fadeaway jump shot. 6'11", long arms.
Starting with the New York. Oh, go ahead.
And good touch.
Starting with the New York game on Tuesday past, the Bucks play 6 of 7 on the road. Count it. Age. 95-64, 31 points, 1:35 to go. It's just not there tonight for the Milwaukee Bucks. Timeout. We'll be back on the Bucks Television Network.
Kick, playing that forward position, then even in the post-up. But that's a shot he likes, and he's good with that intermediate to deep jump shot.
We've seen that tonight. Jack has been open, and he has been hitting his shots. 14 points in the game for Sikma. Kind of an interesting note on Jack against the Boston Celtics. In the first 3 games, John, he has 11 rebounds in each of those games, so that has been a consistent statistic for Sikma against the Celtics. Ainge on the other end drives and is fouled.
Well, we're going to see KC use a lot of people now, and also Del Harris, because the Bucks have a game tomorrow night. He's looking at Ainge again. Good quickness. He can penetrate as well as shoot the jumper, take it to the basket, and get fouled. But at this point, the Bucks want to probably rest some people and think about tomorrow night's game, even though there's a whole quarter to go. Boy, it will be tough to stem the tide at this point in the ball game. Although you keep trying to nip at it.
You saw on the replay that Mokeski committed the foul. That's his 5th.
You know, this road trip was a tough trip, and the Bucks felt like if they could get 2 of the 4, you know, that's beating the odds. And they got a shot, of course, still in this one, and tomorrow night.
Reynolds penetrates. Kristoviak always around the ball. He gets it to Schroeder, and they swing it. This is Pierce in for Schroeder. Good position. The fans here thought he walked. Kristoviak tips it in for 2. And it's 97-66.
We're on the bus the other night, and you look over at me after the ball game and say, John, you glad to be here? And Schroeder thought you, oh, look, get out of the way, big Strodes. And Schroeder thought you were talking to him, and without one blink, he says, yep, I'm happy to be here, and he is, boy. He loves being in the NBA.
How about that? Ainge on the floor, and he creates a turnover for 2. That was funny. I looked over at you expecting 1 answer, and John Schroeder, without missing a beat, said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yep, I'm glad to be here.
He is, too. Boy, great enthusiasm. Schroeder has really brought that with him all season long.
Look, post-up, Bucks try to take advantage of Reynolds. Good weak side help by McHale as Minifield was fronting Reynolds, and the Bucks get the foul.
Jerry Reynolds picks up the foul. That's his first, and it puts the Bucks over the limit with 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd period.
We were talking to Schroeder about playing in Europe. He played in France, and he said, you know, it really wasn't that good of a situation. He said, you know, a lot of the guys that had jobs and played on our teams there, they would come to practice sometimes, but not all the time because they were tired, and we wouldn't even have that many practices. And he said, the Americans over there just spent a lot of time doing nothing, just shooting on their own a little bit, and they didn't have time to really travel in between the practices and games either.
Gilmore splits the free throws. John, the Boston Celtics have 100 points, and there were 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. We're going to see a lot of people in this one, as you pointed out. We've seen enough of Danny Ainge, haven't we? Doesn't count. It doesn't count. He didn't get it away. That's the end of the 3rd period. 100-66. Boston leading Milwaukee on the Bucks Television Network. Boston Garden, that's the story. We talked about the ghosts in this place. They've all risen up here tonight.
Havlicek, Russell, KC, Sam, they're all out on the court tonight, huh?
Tell you what, the Bucks probably thought a few of the ghosts from the Boston Celtics were with them on the bus rides today. The shoot-around, we got lost.
Took an hour to get to the game tonight on the bus.
Hit a fence at a snowbank, had to walk through the practice site. Then getting here, the bus driver took the scenic route.
Yeah,
inch by inch.
About 3 miles away from here to the hotel. It took us an hour. That's Boston traffic. People always kid here when that happens. They say that Red Auerbach dispatched the bus driver. Minifield working the middle, kicks for Lewis. This is Reggie Lewis, the rookie from Northeastern. And the rebound comes away for Ricky Pierce. That makes him a local favorite, Northeastern. Pierce
for two. A tough shot.
Ricky's good at that shot, boy. He can take it right to you.
Those defenders don't bother him, do they?
Nah, not even the big one.
Jim Paxson. And Stroder pulls down the rebound. John's sister is visiting from New York, so she gets to watch him play at Boston Garden. Well, we have done it.
First time.
Ricky Pierce scored the first 2 points of the fourth period. And our contestant for the fourth quarter shootout was Michael Pum, PUM of Green Bay, and Michael picked Terry Cummings.
Terry wasn't in the game,
And
so
you
I think Ricky Pierce. We have a winner, don't we?
Yep, 19-inch color television set. We'll do it that way, huh?
Well, you'd think in this game we would remember it, but
I think that's the way
winner.
to do it.
That's a winner.
I know you said that to me. Pierce is playing well. He's shooting well.
So I think Ricky's going to get this. I told you that in the third quarter. So
Michael Pum of Green Bay, you win a 19-inch color television set and a Bucks warm-up jacket. That's how easy it is.
Congratulations, Mike.
It's real easy. We've been talking about how easy it is.
We're good guys.
Lyle Schulze put that on John McLaughlin's account, a 19-inch color television set. Miller Lite Super 18 fourth quarter shootout. This is Akers. A hook shot. That's awful. Well, there was a rebound involved, too. Stroder drives. And Kristoviak is there for the tip-in basket. 100-72. Hey, the Celtics have been on 100 for a long time, Jeff. Lewis.
What'd you say?
I wish I hadn't. Here's picked up by Paxson.
Good time to work on your offense. Oh, man, Ricky was hammered that time. He wanted a foul out of it. They don't go for it.
And Akers was fouled by Kristoviak.
Well, you know, we've seen some good play earlier this year from Rojas and Akers, but it's still questionable how effective they can be if they really need them in the playoffs.
Timeout, 9:49 to play, 102-72. You're on the Bucks Television Network. 72. Grab yourself a Miller Lite. Remember, there's only one light beer. That's Miller Lite. Well, how do you like working in stereo from Boston Garden?
It's great. I like it.
I noticed the difference myself. Akers from the line, he hits the free throw.
Seems like the Celtics have been scoring in stereo tonight.
You know, I said earlier that the 17-point loss here on opening night was the Bucks' worst. I just thought of a game. I was wrong. They have a chart where it goes out, linear chart, you know? Well, the one out there at 36 or whatever it was in Washington was off the page.
Oh, yeah. I should have caught that. That's true. Washington was...
Remember that one? Keski
one you want to forget. Mo takes it to the hoop. You know, they're going to step out and play him for the jumper because Mo likes that little jumper and shoots it well. As the defense comes at him, that's when he can take it inside. A la Larry Bird. That's what Bird does to people.
The foul is on Brad Lojas. And the score remains 104-74. Just under 9.5 minutes to play. Nick Rondinelli is here. He wants to say hello to his kids, Jenny and Nikki, Tony and Mikey.
Okay.
From Johnny and Jimmy at Boston Garden.
T.D. and Louie and Harry and...
Lojas with a hook shot. Oh, they like him here at Boston Garden. I have a question for you, John. What do Jose Ortiz, Chris Phelps, Ron Moore, and Lester Franville all have in common? Rich Rose on the jam. All of those people were chosen in the draft before Lojas. He slipped by a lot of people.
Who are those guys?
Reynolds, a J, short. Jerry gets it back. He's long, but Stroder is there. 108-76. 32 points. And we have a foul as Stroder and Kristoviak We're doubling on Lojas. The foul is on Stroder. That's his first, and it's the second on the Bucks in the fourth period with 8:23 to play.
Well, a lot of people question Lojas' abilities as a pro player for being a center, but he's quite mobile and he's very active, and so far there seems to be some hope there. Paxson on the baseline. Has to be a rather emotional game for Paxson, obviously coming in here and playing for the Celtics and spending all his career in the Western Conference.
I would think it would be emotional just putting on the uniform of the Boston Celtics. Timeout, Milwaukee. 8:02. We'll be back. You're on the box. Wait a minute. We have a 20 or is that a full? It's a 20-second timeout.
There's Paxson on the baseline.
Dell changed his mind, so we'll keep it here for 20 seconds on the timeout. 8:02 to go. 110 to 76. It's time to win with Cons. Tonight, Frank Sheasley of Muskego wins a free blazer from Botany 500 and Cons. And $2 tickets as well for Frank Sheasley. Stop in at any Cons store, and you could be the one to win with Cons. John Stroder, John Lucas, Ricky Pierce, Randy Brewer, and Jerry Reynolds come out for Milwaukee. Minnie Field, Akers, Lojas, Reggie Lewis, and Paxson for Boston.
Beauty.
A nice play. Yeah. Stroder scores.
Big old Strodes, boy, you know, as big as he is, sometimes it doesn't look like he's that quick. That on that play, he got to the hoop. Feinstein.
This is Minifield working deep. Comes out to Lojas. That's a three, and it's too long. Brewer with a rebound. Foul. Paxson got it his way. That's the third on the Celtics in the period. Paxson has 2 in the game. And John Lucas goes to the line.
Look at Luke, take it to the hoop. After Paxson playing all that time in the West, and of course only seeing the Celtics twice a year or any of the Eastern Conference teams, he may not even know all the names of the guys on his ball club as you go down that bench, some of these young guys. He probably had to get a program out and study it before he got here. Call his brother in Chicago and ask him some questions about these teams.
We'll see John Paxson tomorrow night. 110 to 80 now as Minifield drives and draws the foul. That game is at 7:30 tomorrow night along the network. And Super 18 in Milwaukee.
Fred Roberts in the game. He's had some good games against the Milwaukee Bucks. Due to injuries, and he gets some starting time over the last couple of years.
Mark Akers goes out. Roberts averaging 6.6 points a game for the Celtics this year. Those numbers always seem to be up when he plays the Bucks, but tonight they'll be garbage points if he scores over his average. Minifield at the line. Roberts has been a clutch performer against Milwaukee in recent games, both here and in Milwaukee. Lucas picked up by Minifield. Minifield was the first casualty in Golden State after Don Nelson took over. He's been the property of 7 teams, and he's played for 4 of them. Randy Brewer fouled as he goes to the hoop on a hook shot.
Didn't exactly go to the bottom of the barrel, did he? Landing up in Boston and playing some minutes. I mean, these minutes now, of course, not as much of an indication as earlier in the game as to how they like to use him. One reason they give up Seasting, who Minifield plays the same type of role.
The foul was on Lojas, his second, and Boston has 4 now with 7 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Randy Brewer trying to add another one on the board. He does. The Bucks trail 112 to 82. That Chicago game is pretty big tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The Bucks have had real problems with that club. Reynolds.
Minifield gets it back. Drives and kicks. Lojas is fouled. Stroder got him.
Well, see, Minifield did what you should do on that play. The ball was deflected away. They had plenty of time on the shot clock with 12 seconds remaining when he got it back. But that's the time to penetrate because you've got one defensive man in the backcourt, Reynolds, who went for the steal. Minifield made it happen. That game tomorrow night is important for a few reasons. I think it's very important for Milwaukee because, one, they want to turn this trip into a successful trip, and that would really help do that. And two, they haven't been able to handle the Chicago Bulls this year, and that's something that you want to contend with and show them that you're going to be able to beat them on their home court.
With the playoffs coming up, and right now, if the season ended today, the Bucks would beat the Bulls in the first round.
Yeah.
The Bucks are in 5th place in the East. Here's Ricky Pierce, picked up by Paxson. A good pick set by Stroder. Position in the middle. Brewer over Lojas. Randy gets it back and then loses the dribble to the Iowa graduate, Lewis. Reggie Lewis. Jerry Reynolds pulls down the board. We have 6.5 minutes to play in Boston. Reynolds so good in that situation. Here's Randy. He pulled down the loose ball, goes up. We have a goaltending call. And you can count it for Brewer.
Yeah. Actually, I thought Stroder was the one that hit it.
All 3 Boston coaches are up.
Yeah.
And I believe they agree with you. K.C. Jones, Jimmy Rogers, and Chris Ford.
Yeah. They're saying it was a goaltending, but it should have been on the Bucks, so no basket. But Bill Czar says it goes the other way. That's 2 tonight. Bill has called that seemed very obvious another direction.
Underneath, Roberts to Lewis. And the foul. Lewis has 6 points with a chance for 7. The foul is on Pierce, his second.
I see Lewis cut in front of the defense in between the defensive player and the ball. Now, ideally, you teach, don't ever let a man cut in front of you to the basket between you and the ball. Not always easy to prevent. That time, it got him in the basket.
I'm not sure how many people are ready to pencil in the Boston Celtics for the championship series this year, John, but when you look at the West, everybody's talking about L.A., repeating.
Well, I think L.A. will definitely be there. I think they're the team to beat at this point for the championship. The Celtics, good ball club, not as much depth on the bench. Bucks can't get that to go. They get it back in a new 24. But the Celtics going to have a real battle in every series in the playoffs. It's going to be tough. Nice play by Ricky Pierce.
The lead-in jumper and the foul. The foul. That puts the Celtics over the limit. Minifield picking up his 3rd.
You know, in the West, you got to like Houston, you got to like Portland, but I don't think they're going to dethrone the Lakers. In the East, man, you know, there are going to be so many tough series. You know, you got Chicago, Atlanta, Milwaukee, Detroit. Indiana's playing well, and of course, Boston and Philly. Look at Reynolds. Boy, he reads it well. Gets the steal.
Rojas gets it again. Reynolds missed the shot, but he read it well to force the turnover. Here's Paxson on a drive, and he scores. 5:23. The Bucks want a timeout. It's 119-86 on the Bucks Television Network. In just a few minutes, we'll be naming the Miller Lite Super 18 Player of the Game. A $100 donation will be made to the Mac Fund in the name of tonight's most valuable buck. 119.86. This one has been all Boston. The Celtics go to Detroit for a game Sunday afternoon. The Bucks are in Chicago tomorrow, and then they have the Celtics at the arena Tuesday night. Lewis missing the shot. The ball is loose. And it goes to Boston. The rebounding in the game, Boston has 40. The Bucks have 36. Shooting 43 of 68 for Boston, red hot. And the Bucks 31 of 80. John Lucas. A goaltend. Minifield from behind. And that runs the score up to 88 for the Bucks.
Needed a lot of those types of turnovers earlier when the Bucks had an opportunity perhaps to get back in it.
Reggie Lewis hands for Gilmore, and he jams it. 121-88. Let's get back to talking about the playoffs. How about the Central Division, John? All 6 teams. It's going to be the Central against Boston in the East.
Yeah, I know it.
One other team from the Atlantic will get in. Philadelphia. That's a 3.
Perhaps New York.
A little bit too short. Minifield. And Stroder got back quickly. He kept it alive. It's loose. Jump ball. It'll be Ricky Pierce and either Reggie Lewis or Minifield.
There it is on the miss. Strodes is there, can't control, and then it goes on the floor.
Pierce beats Minifield, and he Taps the ball to Reynolds. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Boston will have won its 2 home games against Milwaukee after this one. The Bucks have beaten the Celtics twice in Milwaukee. So the series is even. Mark Akers comes on for Minifield. The foul is on Paxson, his 4th. Check that, his 3rd. Boston already over the limit. Rick has 12 points. And we have something going on behind the Bucks bench. I don't think it involves the Bucks. We have...
Well, apparently some kind of an altercation between some...
The Bucks are up off the
fans.
bench, but they are not involved in it, so there's no problem there. It is being controlled. Pierce at the line. 3:58 to play. 121 to 90.
Bucks showing a little pressure.
They double Fred Roberts. He goes to Akers in the corner. Doubled again. And Roberts is open. Bodied up by Schroeder, and he tied him up, so they'll jump.
Yeah. Good alertness. The weak side by Schroeder.
Nice defensive work by John Schroeder, the oldest rookie in the NBA. Here's Roberts. Schroeder has a hand in his face. Roberts scores it, 123 to 90. Well, should we look at the fact that the starters are getting a rest as a positive as they head into Chicago?
Well, that's the only thing you can do, Jim, and you have to say, hey, let's get something good out of this and let them have some rest. And, of course, go into that game tomorrow and get that one. That's all you can do, and I'm sure the Bucks have tried to start looking forward from early in this second half.
The foul is on Roberts. It puts Rick right back at the line. He hit the last 2 free throws, and he'll shoot 2 more. The number's now 123-91. I guess it has been as easy as 1-2-3 for the Celtics tonight. Ricky up to 16 now. Del Harris still barking instructions. This is learning time, teaching time in a game like this. Gilmore.
Well, you can work on your pressure defense for sure. And anything else that you'd like to try to work on.
You can see that Reggie Lewis has some potential. He has an active athletic body, and he can find his way into the paint for good shots. Del Harris wants a timeout with 2:54 to go at the Boston Garden. It's been a long night, but he had the gray hair before this one. We'll be back on the Bucks Television Network. On the road this week, tomorrow night at Chicago, and we'll be with you at 7:30 from Chicago Stadium. Michael Jordan and the Bulls. And, John, we have a great March schedule coming up.
I know.
A lot of games. The 5th and 6th from Atlanta and Detroit, Saturday and Sunday. On the 9th, we'll be in Cleveland. The 21st of March from Atlanta. Phoenix on the 24th. And wrapping it up on the 30th with Philadelphia. 6 games in the month of March on Super 18 in Milwaukee and the Bucks Television Network. 125-92. The lob, nicely done, Lucas, for Reynolds.
That was a long pass. I thought it was going to be too deep for Reynolds to handle it. It was right on the money by Lucas.
One more hello tonight. Debbie and Dave Ritchie of the Milwaukee area want to say hello to friends and family in West Dallas and Brookfield. I don't know how much they've enjoyed the outcome here tonight, but I know that they enjoyed watching a basketball game at the Boston Garden. Here's short, the rebound, Jim Paxson. And he is fouled as he tries to get it up the floor for Artis Gilmore. Lucas picks up the foul. That's his 3rd, and both teams are over the limit with 2:15 to play. Our mobile color facilities tonight provided by TV 38 WSBK in Boston. Our studio coordinator in Milwaukee, Paul Rudolph. Our graphics coordinator has been Jack Lavolsi. Amy Croak has also been helping out on the graphics here in Boston. Our coordinating producer, Jim Holmes. He directed tonight's game as well. Our associate producer, Christine Jurich, and our executive producer, as always, Lyle Schulze. 126-94, just over 2 minutes to go here at the Garden. Randy Brewer, Pierce with the board. And Artis Gilmore ultimately takes it away and is fouled by Rick. And we have an even 2 minutes to go.
That's a tall person to try to get the ball away from as he brought it down. Rick thought he had a shot at it. Gilmore not even, he doesn't have great hands at all. Matter of fact, he's not been noted for his passing ability or being able to handle the ball, but when he gets a one on a rebound, it's tough to knock it away.
John, you talked about the summer camps coming up. Our old friend Ron Blomberg conducting those camps, and I want to drop a note here for high school seniors. Be sure to check with your guidance counselors for information on the Milwaukee Bucks NBA College Scholarship Program. It's a great deal. Your counselor has been mailed information. These are $1,000 scholarships for qualified high school seniors. They are for academics, extracurricular activities, and community achievement, not athletics. So give your counselor a call. Randy Brewer for 2. Nicely done. And it's still 30 points at 126-96, a minute 40 to play. Gilmore down low. Goes across the lane. Reggie Lewis gets it back. 2 shots and he scores. Was that an ill-advised pass across the lane like that?
Sometimes it isn't, Jim. Sometimes it may be your only outlet, and if it connects, then it's okay.
It works. It's a great play, right? Reynolds, Schroeder tips, and the rebound comes off to Gilmore. 2 cracks at it, no points. Just over a minute to go. Reggie Lewis, Akers, Brewer, and Schroeder is called for the foul. He thought he got ball just like Brewer did.
Bucks foul was by number 54, John Schroeder, his 3rd personal foul. Mark Akers has 2 shots.
Akers shooting 2. Well, you know they'll be rocking tomorrow night in Chicago.
And you know, Jim, to look ahead and get something positive out of it, the Bucks this is one you got to put out of your mind. You just got whomped here in Boston, and you've got to think about the game in Chicago and move ahead to that situation, win that game, and then you can forget this one a little bit easier.
The 3 is off the back of the iron for Lucas. Here's Reggie Lewis. Well, that won't be an easy day tomorrow either, and we're not trying to make excuses here, but it's a travel day, and anytime you do that in the NBA, it's a matter of complicating things. You get out of your rhythm, and that's so important.
Well, you're up late and you're up early. You get it at both ends. Which means not a lot of rest, but at least you haven't had people have to play a lot of hard minutes here. That's been distributed around pretty well, so from that standpoint, there could be some rest.
Well, Jack, Terry, Sidney Moncrief, all getting a breather tonight. Paul Pressey unable to play. He didn't even suit up. There's Gilmore on a hook shot. And it's 131-96. 35 points. Akers with a rebound. How about if the Bucks just stay away from their worst defeat of the year? Schroeder fouls Roberts going in with 9 seconds on the clock. They smile about it. And Roberts will go to the line.
Well, it's been difficult in this one to talk a lot about game plan and what the Bucks wanted to accomplish, because the Celtics have been in a runaway position since fairly early in the ball game. And then it's just, of course, try to stem the tide and catch up. Nine seconds remaining in this one.
132-96. 36 points, equaling the worst defeat of the year. Lucas. And that will do it. That's the final from the Boston Garden, 132-96. We'll be back to give you the final details and comments in a moment. You're on the Bucks Television Network.